Hello and welcome to a new edition of Inside Egypt, the program that gets you the latest political, economic and cultural events that took place here in Egypt. I'm Shina Adil. We'll be right back after this. Happy Eid to all our viewers. Today we are going to talk about the Eid and celebrations. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi exchanged congratulatory cables with kings and leaders of the Arab and Muslim countries. The president also extended his greetings to the Egyptian expatriates. President el-Sisi called the Saudi King Salman bin Abdulaziz to congratulate him on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. During the call, President el-Sisi expressed Egypt's backing to Saudi Arabia in face of all challenges, threatening the Arab nation, on top of which is terrorism. Earlier, the president received a phone call from Abu Dhabi Crown Prince and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, to congratulate him on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. Also on Wednesday, President el-Sisi received a phone call from Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas to congratulate him on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. The president also extended his greetings to the Palestinian president and wished all Muslim nations welfare and prosperity. Muslims worldwide celebrate Eid al-Fitr on Wednesday, marking the end of the fasting month of Ramadan. Also, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi performed the Eid al-Fitr prayers on Wednesday at Mohammed Qurayyim Mosque in the Naval Forces headquarters in Ras al-Tin in Alexandria. The prayers were attended by Prime Minister Sharif Ismail, Minister of Defense of Egypt's Mufti Dr. Shawqi Alem, and a number of government and military officials. Egyptians celebrate Eid al-Fitr for the second day. Egyptians are expected to flock to public parks and gardens all over the country to mark the feast, which marks the end of the holy month of Ramadan. The Interior Ministry said that it was intensifying security measures all over the country to protect Egyptians celebrating the feast. The details.
Official holiday in Egypt. The Eid day starts with a small snack followed by Eid prayers in congregation attended by men, women and children, in which the sermon reminds Egyptians of the virtues and good deeds they should do to others, even strangers, during Al-Eid and throughout the year. Afterwards, neighbors, friends and relatives start greeting one another. Family visits are considered as a must on the first day of Al-Eid, so they have the other 2 days to enjoy by going to parks, cinemas, theaters or beaches. Some like to go on tours or a Nile cruise, but Sharm el-Sheikh is also considered a favorite spot for spending holidays in Egypt. Children are normally given new clothes to wear throughout the Eid. It is customary for children to also receive al-Adiyah from their adult relatives. This is a small sum of money that the children receive and is used to spend on all their activities throughout the Eid. Children will use the money to go out to amusement parks, gardens or public courtyards. The amusement parks can range from the huge ones on the outskirts of Cairo. Felucca Nile rides is one common feature of Eid celebration in Egyptian villages, towns and cities. The family's gatherings involve cooking and eating all kinds of Egyptian food, but the items most associated with the Eid are kahk, which are the cookies filled with nuts and covered with powdered sugar. Egyptians either bake it at home or buy it in the bakery. Thus, a bakery crowded in the last few days of Ramadan with kahk buyers is a common scene. TV in Egypt celebrates Eid too with a continuous marathon of movies as well as programs featuring live interviews from all over Egypt of both public figures and everyday citizens sharing their Eid celebrations. Egyptians like to celebrate with others, so the streets are always crowded during the days and nights of Eid.
Hotels and resorts promote special offers in a bid to attract Egyptians during Eid al-Fitr. Egyptian families prefer Ain al-Sukhna and Alexandria due to their proximity to Cairo. Their details. Are preparing special offers for Egyptians to promote domestic tourism during Eid al-Fitr, seeking to attract as many visitors as possible. Ain al-Sukhna is expected to see the highest demand among domestic tourists, followed by Alexandria, the north coast, and then Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada. Hotels and resorts in Ain al-Sukhna and Alexandria been the top destinations for many Egyptian families in recent years due to their proximity to Cairo and the easy transportation network for both cities. This greatly reduces the cost for families, especially when compared to Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh, as both would require flights not cheaper than 1,500 Egyptian pounds per person. Despite these statistics, head of the Tourism Investors Association in South Sinai, Hisham Ali, said Sharm el-Sheikh hotels are an ideal destination for Egyptians. He predicted the number of visitors to Sharm el-Sheikh would rise in the last week of Ramadan, giving a push to the start of domestic tourism season, which begins in July and extends roughly until September. Prices in Sharm el-Sheikh range between 300 Egyptian pounds to 1,200 Egyptian pounds per night for a single room. Egyptian Tourism Federation member Hussein Shukri said that the short time period of the holiday, which will last for 4 days starting 6th of July, would push more Egyptians to visit Ain al-Sukhna. According to Shukri, Ain al-Sukhna is the most important area for domestic tourists, especially during weekends and holidays, attributing his opinion to its proximity to Cairo. Chairperson of the Egyptian Federation of Chambers of Tourism, Ilhami Zayed, said, in general, hotel prices during the holiday will be suitable for all citizens, with offers beginning at 200 Egyptian pounds. Eid al-Fitr is an important religious occasion celebrated by Muslims worldwide. It marks the end of the holy month of Ramadan. More about the religious importance of Eid al-Fitr in this report.
The important religious holiday celebrated by Muslims worldwide that marks the end of Ramadan, the Islamic holy month of fasting. The holiday celebrates the conclusion of the 30 days of dawn to sunset fasting during the entire month of Ramadan. Eid al-Fitr begins each year with the sighting of the new moon, indicating the end of the month of fasting and reflection. The day of Eid therefore falls on the first day of the month of Shawwal. The date for the start of any lunar Hijri month varies based on the observation of new moon by local religious authorities, so the exact day of celebration varies by locality. However, in most countries it is generally celebrated on the same day as in Saudi Arabia. To start the holiday, many gather in large open-air locations or in local mosques on the first morning for special prayers or Salat al-Eid. People celebrate after the more reflective month of Ramadan. Eid prayers are generally offered in an open field or large hall. It may be performed only in congregation. As mentioned in the Holy Quran, Muslims fast until the last day of Ramadan and pay the zakat before offering the Eid prayers. The celebration of Eid al-Fitr not only has religious essence, but also carries a social connotation and is usually observed with great enthusiasm worldwide.
Muslims worldwide celebrate Eid al-Fitr on Wednesday. During Eid al-Fitr, people visit places like parks, cinemas, beaches, or theaters. Children wear new clothes and go out of their homes and enjoy in amusement parks or gardens. Let's have a closer look on Eid traditions in the following report.
Eid al-Fitr is an important religious holiday celebrated by Muslims worldwide that marks the end of the month of Ramadan.
ده كل سنة وكل ما واحد بتعود كل سنة بنشتري الكحك لازم طبعا دي عادة عند المصريين كلها.
عيد سعيد على مصر كلها والأمة العربية. كنا مثلا زمان كنا بنجيب مثلا العجينة وبتاعة الكحك والبسكوت ومامتي تقعد تعملها وستي وخالتي وقرايبنا كلهم يقعدوا يعملوها طبلية واحدة تبقى فرحه العيد.
كل سنه وانتم طيبين وعيد علينا الايام كلنا وعلى مصر كلها بالخير وباليوم والبركات.
ننزل نجيب الكحك والبسكويت واللبس العيد العيال وكده.
كل سنه وانتم طيبين وعيد سعيد لكل المسلمين.
اكيد الكحك، البسكويت، البيتي فور القريبه، حاجات العيد والملابس بتاعت الولاد.
بنجيب الكحك والبيتي فور والسوداني والحاجات الحلوه كلها بتاعت العيد، واهم حاجه لبس العيد الاطفال.
كل سنه وانتم طيبين وعيد سعيد على مصر، وربنا يخلي مصر دايما بامان.
Now, dear viewers, we'll have a look at the Tourism magazine, which brings us interesting news related to tourists and attractive destinations in Egypt.
Egypt Minister of Antiquities Khaled Al-Anani gave the go-ahead for a major project to retell the country's military history from the ancient Egyptian era to the present day through the opening of several historical sites to tourists as well as the setting up of new museum displays. Al-Anani said the project involves the restoration of the ancient Horus military road in Sinai, which shows the sites of ancient forces and military structures. The project includes the opening of 7 sites that will be refurbished to make them tourist-friendly, 3 of which are the Qantara East and 4 in Qantara West. He explained that the project also involves the establishment of a panorama and museum displaying Egypt's military history, saying the panorama is to be built in collaboration with Egypt's armed forces in the area between the Old Suez Canal and its newly dug extension. Al-Anani pointed that work on the project to be completed in 12 months will start following a meeting with armed forces officials to agree on the final plan. Egypt Minister of Antiquities Khaled Al-Anani did not stop radar surveys on King Tutankhamun's tomb upon the request of former Minister Mamdouh al-Damati or Egyptologist Nicholas Reeves. Rather, he has postponed any survey until a scientific discussion take place among scholars during the second round of the international seminar on Tutankhamun. Al-Anani said the news articles reporting the contrary are unfounded. The results of previous radar surveys carried out by Japanese radar expert and an American survey carried out by Eric Berkeley would be discussed, as well as Reeves' claims that Tutankhamun's burial chamber conceals Queen Nefertiti's resting place.
Well, this brings us to the end of today's edition of Inside Egypt, and happy Eid to all our viewers. I'm Shina Adi. Thank you for watching.